In the middle of the African jungle, where sunlight filters through the dense canopy and howls echo through the air, there exists a society that is both mysterious and brutal. Power here is fragile, and in just a moment, the throne can collapse. Will the leader maintain his supreme position, or become a cruel outcast? Wild Tanzania, the fierce battle to overthrow the chimpanzee throne. Dawn falls on the African jungle. The first rays of sunlight filter through the dense canopy, shining on the mist that covers the cold, damp ground. The sounds of nature resound everywhere, but hidden behind that peaceful appearance is a heavy atmosphere. Howls echo from deep within the jungle, not only a call to the pack, but also a sign of a storm of power that is gradually rising. In this world, every breath carries with it a sense of caution, and at any moment, the balance can be broken. Amidst the dense foliage, the silhouettes of Africa's most intelligent creatures gradually appeared. A group of chimpanzees were moving, weaving through each branch, their eyes shining with vigilance. The sound of branches breaking, the sound of hurried footsteps mixed with the howling sound, turning the quiet forest into a stage of power. Here, it was not only a place to find food or shelter, but also a battlefield for hidden ambitions. A group of chimpanzees was a complex society, where each individual had their own ambitions and position. They not only lived by instinct, but also knew how to form alliances, betray, and calculate to gain advantages. Above all was the dominant male alpha. Its power was maintained by both muscular strength and ingenuity in creating allies. The alpha decided the order of food distribution, chose the first mate, and had the final say in all conflicts. However, that throne was never truly secure. Just one young, strong, and ambitious opponent can upset the order of the entire pack at any time. On a hot morning, the chimpanzees gathered under the ancient tree. The air was heavy as howls echoed throughout the forest. The challenge had been raised. Then boom, the battle for the throne broke out. The old alpha was hit, falling in the fury of the pack. There was a moment of eerie silence. Then the pack shouted in unison, facing the challenger. The throne had changed hands. Pride flashed in the new leader's eyes, but also a hint of fear. Because in this world, power was only temporary, and the day he was overthrown might be near. When the battle ended, a new order was established. The young leader now held supreme power, and his most important privilege was the right to approach the females in the pack. Chimpanzees have a year-round reproductive habit, not following a fixed season. Females often signal their reproductive period with a distinct physiological change. The skin around their genitals swells, signaling to the whole group. When a female enters the reproductive period, the alpha is usually the first to have the privilege. However, the politics of this species are so complex that many weaker males still cleverly form alliances, protecting females in exchange for mating opportunities. Every relationship is a bargain between power and benefits, reflecting their cunning society. The survival of the group depends not only on power, but also on cooperation. Chimpanzees hunt colobus monkeys together, coordinating rhythmically to corner the prey. They share food, but in a clear order. The alpha gets the biggest share, close allies benefit, and the weak are left with only remnants. The females take great care of their young, carrying them on their backs, teaching them how to find fruit, crack seeds, and use tools. But the harsh jungle is never easy. Predators, diseases, and internal strife always lurk, making each life as fragile as a leaf in the wind. In the African jungle, the chimpanzee throne is never truly secure. Today, a young leader is on the throne. Tomorrow, it may be another. Power here is just a fragile moment between the spiral of ambition and survival. The sun gradually rose. The golden light penetrated through the dark green leaves, drawing shimmering streaks of light in the thin mist. The peaceful space was like a gentle breath, soothing the tension that had just surged under the forest canopy. The sky above moved slightly, signaling the appearance of a strange inhabitant who left a distinct mark in the wildlife of the old forest. In the dense forest canopy of East Africa, a deep, hoarse cry rang out. It was the familiar sound of the hornbill. This bird is easily recognized by its long, curved beak with a protruding part like a horn, creating an appearance that is both strange and majestic. The hornbill has a medium to large body, a wide wingspan, and its plumage is often a combination of black, white, and sometimes has bright red and yellow on its beak. The large, strong beak is not only used to pick up fruits and crack seed pods, but is also a powerful weapon in defense. The main food of hornbills is fruits, figs, seeds. They play an important role in dispersing seeds, helping to regenerate forests. However, hornbills also have an opportunistic hunting instinct, ready to catch insects, lizards, frogs, or even baby birds when the opportunity arises. When entering the breeding season, the female will crawl into a tree cavity. Then the male and female use mud, soil, and dung to seal the hole, leaving only a small gap. The female stays there safely throughout the incubation period and raises the chicks, while the male diligently brings food back through the narrow gap. Only when the chicks are big enough, the mud layer is broken down. This is one of the strangest reproductive strategies in the bird world. Although living at high altitudes, hornbills still have natural enemies. Eagles, tree snakes, and mongooses often target eggs or chicks. On the ground, they can also be threatened by large monkeys or other predators if they fly low. The hornbill is not just a bird, but also an important link in the Tanzanian jungle, both a seedling of the forest and a testament to the miraculous adaptation of nature. Leaving behind the dense canopy, the scene gradually expanded to another land of Tanzania. Before us was an endless savanna, where the ground was cracked. The yellow grass swayed in the hot, dry wind. The harsh sunlight poured down, turning the whole space into a sea of harsh light. On the edge of the Tanzanian savanna, under the scorching sun, baboons appeared in large groups. Their muscular bodies covered with gray-green fur, Long faces with protruding muzzles and sharp fangs made them look half monkey, half predator. Unlike chimpanzees, which live mainly in trees, baboons spend most of their time on the ground, moving in groups of up to hundreds of individuals, bound by a strict social order. The herd is a real force. The largest males guard the outer perimeter, while the females and their young are in the center. They can eat anything they can find, from grass, roots, fruits, insects, to even small animals. Their survival instincts are honed to adapt to the harsh environment. In the middle of the hot afternoon, the peace is quickly broken. A group of strange baboons enters, challenging control of the territory. The atmosphere is as tense as a string. The battle breaks out fiercely. After a few minutes of struggle, the master baboon group proves its strength. The intruder is cornered, blood stains on its fur, and finally runs away in chaos. When the dust settles, the baboon group returns to its daily routine. A few males still carry wounds from the melee, but most quickly rejoin the group. They spread out across the open land, diligently digging for roots, picking ripe fruit, or turning over small rocks to look for insects. The baboon's survival instinct is flexibility. Anything that can be eaten becomes a source of life. While the males guard the outer ring, the females gather in small groups, foraging and caring for their babies. The babies cling to their mother's belly, then gradually learn to jump, dig for food, and learn to integrate into the group. Baboon have a year-round breeding season. Females signal their readiness to mate by displaying prominent red swellings around their genitals, attracting the attention of males. However, they rely heavily on the order of the group. Females often choose to mate with healthy males who are capable of protecting themselves and their babies. In the group, female monkeys sometimes cooperate in caring for each other, creating strong matriarchal alliances. The gestation period lasts about 6 months. Each time, the female monkeys usually give birth to only one baby. The babies are raised by the mother's absolute protection, and the whole group contributes to the care. This is the foundation for herd strength, not only fighting in deadly battles, but also solidarity in every moment of survival and maintaining the species. In the harsh savannah of Tanzania, baboons survive thanks to herd strength. Bloody battles. Endless struggles just to assert their position in society. But when the dust clears, the herd returns to its familiar rhythm of life, finding food, raising young and being alert to all lurking dangers. Late afternoon falls on the savannah of Tanzania. The last sunlight of the day stretches out distorted shadows on the dry, cracked ground, turning the whole scene into a half-light, half-dark picture. The air gradually thickens, strangely quiet, as if nature is holding its breath, waiting. In the patchy shade between the savannah and the sparse forest, a graceful figure quietly slithers through each bush. The golden fur dotted with round black spots made the leopard almost disappear in the dim light. The bright yellow eyes stared deep into the void, each muscle tightly coiled, ready to burst out at the decisive moment. Unlike noisy predators, the leopard chose deadly silence. Each step was like a breeze, each breath blended with the dry heat of the earth and sky. It did not need a herd, only patience and a precise strike to turn any creature in its sights into a victim. In front, a group of baboons were spreading out to feed. The females were taking care of their young. A few males were guarding the edges, but no one noticed the black shadow approaching. The leopard lowered its body, weaving through the dry grass, the distance gradually shortening. Then suddenly, it rushed out. The leopard quickly grabbed its prey, dragged its body lightly, and disappeared into the forest shadows. It all happened in a few seconds, neat and cruel, with no chance of survival. In that moment, the harshness of Tanzania's nature was evident. The strong survive, the weak fall. And on this land, no species can be safe forever. Tanzania is wild, where every creature must fight to survive. Throne can collapse, herds can break, and predators are never completely safe. Here, nature is the only king, and the law of survival is an unforgiving sentence. What do you think will happen if the traitor fails to overthrow the throne? Leave your thoughts below in the video's comments section. And don't forget to ring the bell and subscribe so you don't miss the next wildlife survival series.